tough one because some of these things I'm still working on learning, but I'll just give you my take on it. It's Ishwarapranidhana. Ishwarapranidhana, and it means it's the jewel of surrender. Surrendering to the divine daily, like waking up, opening the doors and the windows and letting the divine in to take over your life and giving everything to it. So it's aiming to teach us to let go. Not easy. To surrender each moment and to know that there's a greater purpose. As some of the yogis also believe that there's great fortune in every moment, even in the most difficult moments. Even when life comes at you with something you're not quite happy about or some chaos. The yogis believe if we can Ishwarapranidhana, which is surrender fully to the moment, that there will be some good fortune within that chaos or within that disturbance, instead of resisting. All the pain, the yogis tell us, is in resistance. Resisting what is. Resisting how you are, how you perceive your life. Resisting what's coming at you, what life's dishing out for you. That's pain and suffering. Going with the flow is surrender. The ultimate flow state is surrender. But it is not easy. So they talk about, the minute we wake up in our day and we go about our day, instead of going into, I've got to do this, I've got to manage this is my way of explaining it, I've got to do my to-do list, is hand it over. Do your practice. That's what your practice is all about. Surrender your practice, surrender your body, surrender everything to the moment. And see what the moment is wanting to give you. That each moment has some kind of something that life is trying to give us and feed us and nourish us. And we are our own worst enemies when we fight against it and go, no, I don't want this moment to be this way. Stomping our feet, resisting it, stomping our feet when life gives us certain things. That's resistance. So the yogas really teach us to look at our attitudes. What are the patterns of our attitudes? Are our attitudes to our life full of resistance, full of no, I don't want this. No, this should not be happening. These kind of things. And see, can we change it and go, I'm just going to really try to access the divine forces all around me and release everything about myself and this moment in my life into this moment. So I'm partnering up, so you're collaborating with life rather than resisting it, rather than fighting against it. And it needs a lot of trust. To trust that there is a divine higher purpose, and that is it possible that every misfortune has got some good fortune there? Is that possible? Can we look at our lives in that kind of curious kind of way? A curiosity about going, this isn't very, convenient what's going on right now. But maybe if I could look at it in an interesting way and with some curiosity and go, what could this moment, life itself, aiming, what is it trying to show us? Because our yogis teach us that life always has our back, that the universe and life always is there. It's a divine, benevolent force around us all the time, and it's got our back. And it's on our side. It's not trying to ruin your life. It's trying to teach us to Ishwarapranidhana, to be in full surrender to the current of life, the flow of your life. So practicing meeting each moment as it comes is Ishwarapranidhana, rather than trying to manage our life, rather than trying to manage everything that's coming at us. So can we just stop take time to reflect in these moments and try not to wage war on your life. We all do that. We all wage war on the moment, going, this is not right, this is not fair, I'm resisting it, and then we are in pain. You know, as I said, we metaphorically stomp our feet sometimes and go, no, I don't want this life, stop giving it to me, and I want what I want from my life this moment, and life's giving you something else to look at. So that's where the pain is. The rhythm of surrender becomes what we call a flow state. Such a buzzword now, to be in the flow of your life. To be in a state of flow with ease and effortlessness, rather than fighting, again, rather than waging war daily on our lives. So there's a saying that it says, do what is yours to do, don't do what is not yours to do. What does that mean? Do what is yours to do. Pick and choose through your life, through your day. What is your job today to create, to redesign, to manage, to accept? And then leave the rest to life. Don't do what is not yours to do. What is life trying to show you? Ishwarapranidhana. Allow life. And the yogis teach us, if we do this allowing, we will taste freedom and we will have good fortune as a result. It is not easy. It is so not easy. So, but it's about being strong and balanced, but soft enough to go with the flow and the current of life. And that's what our Brahma flow is about, learning. We want to be strong and balanced, but we want to be gentle and soft to flow effortlessly. I don't know if you've noticed, it's very hard to flow in asana if you're in resistance, if you're fighting the moment as you go through the practice. So it's like work on the strength and empowerment, and then let yourself go, partner up, collaborate. I love those words. You know, collaborate with your asana, collaborate with what's coming at you, collaborate with the current of life. And like let go of the ego, which is the ego is just always trying to get its own way. It's like a naughty child, stomping feet, screaming, and life is going, no, let me show you the way so I can nourish and feed you in ways that you can't imagine. And ego can be destructive, and we're missing these amazing opportunities to go with the flow of our life. And I'm sure you can all think of times where you thought something was dreadful, terrible, inconvenient, and then when you look back you go, wow, actually that was an amazing gift. We all have that. That is Ishwarapranidhana. It is the most difficult, challenging thing to do. It's saying, let go of everything. What? You mean I need to stop managing and manipulating my life? What do you mean? I have to plan for the future, says the ego. And the spirit and divine forces say, no, let us take care of it for you. Let us nourish and feed you and show you the way. And you just work on being curious to the moment, going, this is curious. I want to be curious about what this irritation, this blockage that's showed up in my life, this challenge, rather than punching it out. And then you'll notice there's a thread of wisdom going through all the yamas and niyamas. And this would be it. It's a lot about letting go and to become part of the greatness of the flow of your life, right? So not keeping score all the time, not building like an armory of, force that works against you, and to go with the divine force, to constantly check our attitude. What is my attitude about my life in this situation and this person, people, places, things, as they say? What is my attitude? Notice, you know, if you're trying to make the moment your way, trying to get your way all the time. So it's trying to teach us to be a skillful person, skillful at letting go, open to the current of our life. Ishwarapranidhana. Give it all up to the divine. Hand it over. When you are just wringing your hands and you're like, I don't know what to do, I'm just lost here. Can you be brave and trusting enough as your life takes its twists and turns to participate fully in this moment and let the divine step in daily and take over? Partner to life. You're not trying to lead your life. That's what the ego wants to do. You want to collaborate and partner with the divine forces of your life. Shavasana. It's funny, this is the last yama, Niyama, the last of our 10 tenets, yamas, niyamas. And Shavasana is Ishwarapranidhana. When we get back, when we go to the end of our practice and we are here in Shavasana, isn't it the hardest thing sometimes to let go into Shavasana? The mind starts racing, it gets a quiet moment, and then goes, oh, let me hand you your to-do list now that you're lying down and you're not doing any more warrior poses or flows. So the hardest thing is to let your whole body go and surrender to Shavasana. That's why Shavasana is considered a very advanced posture, because you have to be skillful or become skillful enough to collaborate with presence and go, I'm just going to be present and I'm going to let go of past and future and be here now. Ishwarapranidhana. That is the truth and the jewel and the gem that is Ishwarapranidhana. So, you know, it takes courage to let go. It takes courage to allow and not try to keep managing what's coming up next. What's coming up next. We feel our life will be out of control if we do not do that. When life is trying to teach us, no, let me help you. Let me carry that burden for you. Let me show you. You just work on being as present as you can possibly be with each moment of your life. And when stuff happens that's difficult, to become all the great mindfulness teachers and the great leaders, thought leaders and spirit leaders, they keep talking about the more present we can become with the moment when things are difficult, the more life can show us the way and nourish and feed us and care for us in its benevolent way. And we just have to trust there is divinity, divine forces around us all the time, supporting us, loving us, caring for us. Ishwarapranidhana. I hope that makes sense. That is your last niyama. So what I would recommend is you go back over these videos, the 5 yamas, 5 niyamas, and just become more familiar with them. It's a lifelong practice. Yamas, niyamas, Ishwarapranidhana.